What's going on, everybody? Somebody was asking me how I make nitrox on the boat without having all this complicated equipment, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm going to give you the short version, the quick and dirty. This is our American-made American Airworks compressor. It is approximately 3.5 CFM. It's a small compressor, it takes some time, but through trial and error I figured out that if you have oxygen, straight oxygen, you make a little fitting right here into your inlet. And what I did was I drilled a hole slightly smaller. I heated that fitting up red hot and then threaded it in there, and then after I was done I took some Teflon tape, took it back out and threaded it back in again so it's tight. But the amount of pressure going through that hose is very small, so it's not really under any pressure. You see there's no hose clamps or anything like that on there. Because God forbid if something happens, I want it to blow off or pull off. So then I got an oxygen tank, 99% pure oxygen, and see this tank. It's a little rusty because it's on the boat, but regular oxygen. And I have a flow meter here, and this is in liters per minute, and right now I have rocking 8 liters a minute. Now it's crucial your compressor is consistent, like can't have any flaws or dysfunctions, or compress less at higher loads. Make sure you have the right motor and this and that. It needs to be consistent across the board as it's pumping. So I know for a fact at 8 liters a minute we produce 30% EAN, nitrox. Now 30% is kind of a low mix. I know a lot of people are doing 32 and 36, but here in the Florida Keys we're driving about 80 feet, and that works good for us. Keeps our deco down, and that's how we make nitrox on the boat. You can make a higher percentage if you change your regulator and do a higher liters per minute on the intake of the compressor. But also you got to realize you're going to use much more oxygen at that point, and we are only using 125 cubic feet cylinder of O2 at 2,000 psi, so we get a lot of fills with the 125 cubic foot tank. So that's how I do it. I know a lot of people are going to be haters out there and say, oh, that's dangerous, yada yada yada, but hey, you do you and we do us, and I'm still alive. So rock on, nitrox on the back of the boat. FYI, our other compressor has a drift setup too, or a drift feed system. Like, I don't know what they really call it. We call it drift feed. And that one works just fine too. And we banked that one. We do have a series of bank tanks, but a lot of times we're doing stuff on the fly, so we just do it like this. If I know we're going to go somewhere and I need to get more of a specific blend, I'll use the bank, but it involves taking all the tanks off the boat, bringing it to the banks, and mixing like that. So, or we can also do partial pressure when we're not on the boat. But this is the easiest, safest way I found to do it on the boat. And that's all I got to say about that. Mike out. If you got any questions or comments, put them down below.